Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
Mr. Payne! Mr. Payne! You're like, good, that's what you need.
Yeah, more of that, more of that.
Viva Las Vegas, baby!
Very good. Yeah. Go on, then.
I'm back.
Where do you want to begin? With the Vegas saga.
Well, before I talk about Vegas, I'm actually gonna talk about being home since Vegas. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're recording this very late on before release day. Because I've just spent the last 36 hours in A&E.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we released the podcast at 6 a.m, so that's less than 12 hours.
Yeah, we're less than 12 hours from release. We're like South Park, who do it make the episode the week of.
Yeah.
So normally we give ourselves a bit more time, get it done Monday, Tuesday. But this is a Wednesday evening, smash and grab. Recording
honk, honk.
So thank you for your patience, George, in arranging the timing of this, because...
It's okay. I'm amazed that I did think, well, this might be the first time ever we don't make one. And I wouldn't have been surprised if you said, look, we might have to miss it, you know? I was even thinking, should I try and find someone to chat to and see if I could record my own?
Yeah.
And then I did think maybe we should have some in the tank just in case.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
But that's food for thought. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, so I had a brilliant time in Vegas. I'll go into more detail about that very soon. But I got home and basically my mum's been having some health issues that presented themselves the day I got back from Vegas. And those concerns sort of grew over the weekend. And then it was very much advised I take her to A&E. So I took her to hospital on Monday at 3 p.m. I got home. I did pop home for a couple of hours during it, but I properly got home 5:30 a.m. Wednesday. So 38 hours from getting to hospital, I got home and went to bed. And look, I've got absolute respect and admiration for medical professionals, because fucking hell, I wouldn't do that job. Couldn't do that job probably if I tried, right? But that was my real first-hand experience of system's fucked, man. It is fucked. I remember when I was a kid, or you go to A&E, split my chin open, I broke my elbow, and you go to an A&E, and the theme of the time, in that era, 90s, noughties, was I had to wait 4 hours. Yeah. That was a long time to be seen.
Yeah.
38 hours before Mum was put in a ward where she could be supervised 24/7.
Yeah.
38 hours. And because of what was going on, I couldn't leave her in the A&E, in the waiting area. I couldn't do it.
No.
She had to be monitored all the time. So since Sunday night, since Monday morning, I've had 5 hours sleep. That's it. And the system is fucked. And it got to a point where I really had to you don't feel like you should have to do this, and maybe other people do it more, I don't know, but you had to escalate it and be like, I'm really sorry, we cannot spend another night sat in these chairs in waiting area. Something is wrong, and I can't take her home because I can't trust her to be on her own, and she needs medical attention. And if I go home, then we start from square one. She needs to be looked at and found what's going on, and then put in a position where professionals can look after her 24/7, so I can go home, get some sleep, and do a podcast, because they're all listeners. And I said, look, and every time I spoke to a doctor, I was like, look, thanks for your service. When you're on a downtime from your shift, pop this on. Do you know what's crazy, right? They took her for a CT scan at 8 p.m. on Monday, and I saw the 8 p.m. changeover of staff. So I saw a lot of the CT staff leave the end of their shift. I saw them fucking arrive the next day for their next shift, and I was still fucking there. And it's mad. It's not right. And So it was just like, this is, whilst having to look after Mum, just that it was fucking grim. And we went there and we just went pretty much straight there. We didn't have a phone charger. We didn't have a change of clothes. Didn't have anything. So anyway, it's been a tough few days. But before that, I had a great time in Las Vegas. Married man now. Look at that.
By the way, you said well done. You said the reason you were going to talk about your mum in hospital was the names.
Ah, yes, of course.
In the waiting room.
Yeah. So you got to kill time somehow, and there's not really anything to do. And eventually your phone will run out of battery, and eventually your vape will run out of battery, and that's not good.
No.
So we were texting, and I told you what had happened, and just said maybe we can't do the podcast tomorrow. I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
And then they kept calling people in, to go and have a blood test, and we looked at all this sort of stuff. And someone got called in, and we've spoken before about nominative determinism, where someone's name matches their job. What's his name?
Yeah.
Kevin McBurney or something like. He's a firefighter. All that. Aaron Fast or whatever. Aaron Farr, a runner.
Yeah.
Then someone got called in. Mr. David Payne. Mr. David Payne. Right? And this, just before we do more names, this is the one thing that really fucking annoyed me while we were in A&E. The amount of times a nurse or a doctor would come through the doors and call out someone's name, and that person wasn't there.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they'd just be like, Mr. Payne.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then they'd just go back in. See us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think they should then go down the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they should put you in numbered chairs of what order you fucking arrived, what order.
Yeah. I think it's the equivalent of when I used to be a waiter and I'd bring people's food to their tables and they were not fussed. I was like, how are you not fussed? I'm gonna take it back to the kitchen because this is weird, If I'm ever at a restaurant and I can see, I'm always watching the waiters. After about 10 minutes of chit chat, I'm then just zoned out and I'm waiting for my food, And I'll see, there's ours, I can see it from a mile away, and but the amount of times I bring out, oh hi, who's got the spaghetti bolognese and the linguine? Yeah, and they're like, what? Oh, like annoyed that I'm there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of A&E,
The
If
amount
you're not
of people
there when you get called.
who order their food and then they come round and they go, who's got the chicken Caesar salad? And no one goes instantly, me.
Yeah.
How have you forgotten what you've ordered? It's been 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Have you forgotten? Wake up.
Yeah.
But then not only is it annoying that all the people they kept calling weren't there or whatever, but also as well, doctors and nurses, fair play. You do a tricky job, right? You're very well educated. You're very skilled. And I trust you. But you have to project when talking to a room of people who are pissed off and waiting and tired and hungry. And the nurse would come out, Mr. Payne.
Yeah.
They ain't going to fucking hear you, love.
No.
But then there was one woman, big old voice. She took over a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Mr. Payne! And you're like, good, that's what you need.
Yeah, more of that.
I got a Behringer XR and 2 tops in the boot. I'll bring them in. We'll get a PA rigged up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there are some more names. Also, as well, coincidentally, I saw 2 people from the blacksmiths there, who I knew. So we were joking. Peak cancer. Terry Gout. What other names came up? Oh yeah, Michael Brain. Michael Brain.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Do you know what? There's another one I didn't actually text you about. Someone. There was.
Just remember.
There was a woman. She had a weird Valentina. And it was something like something fever.
Amazing.
Yeah. McVarden fever. I like. You were in a hospital. Fucking brilliant. But the best one that I don't know, 5 a.m, that made me ears perk up. Georgina Pickering. I was like, no way. And this woman stood up and off she went. Georgina Pickering. Wow.
See, there's so many things, because I just texted back, are you sure you're not delirious? Because I was aware that Ben hadn't slept. I thought maybe he just dreamt that, But no, Georgina Pickering. So many funny things. The fact that you'd already been talking about names, so there was a good kind of like,
lovely callbacks as the early hours passed on.
Laying the groundwork. That was like what do the comedians call it? Where it's like a setup. It's like a setup to a joke.
Callback?
Callback, but I think also setup. Where they're kind of like talking about little things, but it's leading to the punchline.
Of course, yeah.
And it's like that. Georgina Pickering, amazing.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. I got married, man.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you
Congratulations.
very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. We had such a good time. It was amazing. We did loads of cool things. I've got a list, of course.
Yep.
I like to on holidays write a diary of everything we did, and then you can remember. But I thought of interesting things to talk about on here. But yeah, there was quite a lot of drum stuff, especially on the first day. I think. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm sounding like my mum. Yeah, we had a great time. The flight out there was long. This was the thing, right? I had really good practice for sitting in an A&E for 36 hours because I sat on an 11-hour flight to Las Vegas with no entertainment system.
You raw dogged it.
Everyone had to on the plane. It didn't work.
Why?
The entertainment system didn't work for the whole plane.
Wow.
And it was that thing, we got to Gatwick and we get there a little bit earlier just for the transfer to the terminal, and we don't want to be rushed. And then the flight was a bit delayed because they were trying to fix the entertainment system, and then they couldn't fix it, so they just turned it off for everyone. And then for some reason the flight was like 11 hours. And I don't really know why, because I've done that flight before and it's not been that. And it was like, are you going a long way around? Like, is there a diversion? Is there a fucking road closed? I don't know, like a cloud closed. This is, but it's just, put your foot down, mate. Come on, we're all We're all bored out of our fucking minds. So it's quite long. Anyway, we got to Vegas fine. The airport's pretty close to the strip, really. It's only a 10-minute drive, so we got a taxi. Then we just started to freshen up, and then had a nice burger in the hotel, and then did a little bit of gambling. But Sunday, so I mentioned before about going to see Rudy at the Las Vegas Drum Room.
Yes.
So Rudy, sort of just a private collector. He runs the Las Vegas Drum Show in March every year. And he basically built a massive room in his garden. And when I say room, it's a building.
Yeah.
It's and it's not just a garage. It's fucking massive. It's like 4-meter ceilings, and it's just it's bigger than my house. And so we got a taxi to his house. He came and met us, and he was a lovely bloke. And he was very generous with his time, and he has got an incredible collection of drums, cymbals and snare drums, right? And he just walked us through and just told us all about them. And when like I've got like, I don't know, 12, 13 snare drums, and I've got my little snare rack, and I'm like, this is lush, this is great. I mean, he had 10 snare racks just full of drums, right?
Yeah.
But he collects like vintage stuff, and sometimes it wasn't just the story about the drum. It was a lot of it sometimes was the story of how he got the drum. And where he is in Vegas, a lot of the time, he's meeting someone in a car park at 11:30 at night. This is a true story. At 11:30 at night on New Year's Eve, he met someone in a car park at one of the casinos and bought a 1930s Ludwig snare drum off a guy for $150 who wanted it for gambling and drink.
Amazing. Wow.
But I'll get my photos. But when you go like, oh, it's good to have different snare drums. Like I got a brass, an aluminium, maple, that sort of thing. He had a whole section of brass snare drums. Yeah. Like, straight off the bat, the Zildjian 400th anniversary snare drum. Just got one of them. He hates it. He's like, I don't even know what I bought. He's like, it's quite disappointing, actually. I think they could have done loads more. You're like, well, I mean, I will take it off your hands, Rudy. Let's
well, that's interesting. He says they could have done loads more, because I guess if you're such a connoisseur, do you have that sort of opinion?
Well, he had so many other brass snare drums. Like he had I'll show you it quickly. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. If you can see that.
Oh wow! Holy moly!
So it's a handmade. It's a Ludwig. It's a 100th anniversary Ludwig brass snare drum, and all round it is like hand engraved patterns. Also on the rims, and something like, I think he said they were meant to make 100, but they only made 48. Like, and he's got one of them, and that one is specially cased off. I can't remember if it's that drum, but I'm pretty sure he definitely had one drum, which he was like, that's probably about 18 to 20 grand now if you were to try and buy one of those.
Wow.
But I've got loads of pictures, so I'll probably do like a post with just about this Las Vegas drum room, and I did say I'd like give him a shout out and we'd tag him in and stuff like that. But let me find. That's just the brass snare drums.
Bloody hell!
Yeah. You know, like the everyone says like the Tama Bell brass snare from like the 80s is like the ideal rock snare. He's got two of them. Yeah, just two. And then he also had one of the reissues. He reckons the reissue is actually better than the original ones. What else did he have? I'll just quickly look through. Yeah, an incredible collection of brass snare drums. Loads of interesting ones. He's got a snare drum custom made, especially for him and the Las Vegas drum show.
Wow.
By Mr. Ludwig himself. William F. Ludwig, WFL 3 drums. So that's a one of a kind. What else did he have? Things as well, like he just had a bass drum with a big B on it. And I was like, sweet, B for Ben. He knew I was coming. Oh no, that's an old kick drum from the Bellagio Hotel, from like the house band.
Cool.
At the Bellagio. But he's got so many like Rogers kits. He's got some amazing, lovely Rogers kits with finisher, really cool finishers, quite rare finishers. He's got a Yamaha 50th anniversary. It's all wrapped in like Japanese print. That's his snare drum collection of just like vintage Ludwigs. I'm pretty sure he's got like 2 or 3 of the same one, so probably cheating. But he's got all like sort of like rare colours and rare finishes and all that sort of stuff. Couple of gongs on the wall. He let me hit one of the gongs. But yeah, top bloke, and yeah, really generous with his time, and it was really fascinating here. I mean, we'll see if he wants to come on the show, but like, it's really fascinating how he got these kits. It's really quite, and he tends to find that he said he got addicted to Craigslist, which is like Gumtree in America. And he was like, I had 2 accounts and I'm searching everything for vintage drums. It's like a lot of people don't know what they've got. A lot of stuff gets passed down when someone passes away, or people just want to sell stuff for drug money, or and he's like, or house cleaning, you go in someone's basement. He's like, or when a drum shop or a music shop closes, it passes down to the kids, it doesn't work out. He's like, they don't even know what they've got in the basement, let alone. Yeah. But like, I wanted to ask him. I knew he wasn't a professional drummer. And he played drums, but he had a different career. And he moved to Vegas in 2008, maybe. He spent a lot of time in California, but his parents are from Argentina. But I don't know what he did for a living, or does for a living, but the money he's spent on this collection, it must be absolutely insane. Yeah. Because just on one shelf of that brass snare drum rack is gonna be 20 grand's worth of drums. Yeah. Yeah. On 1 out of 15 shelves. Like, crazy stuff. But it was amazing. And then we went outside, and he said, he saw us get a taxi, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to lift back to your hotel?" We were like, I mean, we're happy to get a taxi, but yeah. So he drove us back to our hotel. Like, which is really nice. But also outside, I think I was like, this is like me on steroids. He had a fucking Mustang, like an old school Mustang.
Amazing.
In his driveway. Then he had lots of other cars in his 2 garages. But I think he said his wife is an accountant for the casinos. Right. I was like, okay. I'm sure that's not a underpaid job. But no, it was really good. It was amazing. So Rudy, thanks very much for your time. If you ever hear this, and thanks for the free T-shirts. I was happy to pay for them. But Rudy sort you out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Then we went up to the Punk Rock Museum. I don't know if you've heard of this, but like, I don't know when it was set up, a few years ago maybe. But it's just a museum of punk heritage from 60s up to present day. And I think one of the main people who helped set it up is Fat Mike from NoFX.
Right, okay.
So they've got a lot of sway with actual people. So they've got real instruments from all these bands, real drum kits, real amps, guitars, flyers, posters, clothes that people wore. And it was interesting seeing all the sort of old school punk stuff. And there was a couple like UK bands in there as well. But it was interesting seeing it get to like the noughties punk. So they've got like some Green Day guitars and Bowling for Soup Platinum Records and Offspring's first guitar amp, you know, which is this tiny little PV. But that was really cool seeing all that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff for Sublime, his original guitar and things like that. So that was really cool. Then we went up to get our marriage license. So we got that all done. That was sorted. Have you heard of the Heart Attack Grill?
Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to hear
So
all
we went for
about
dinner
this.
there, sort of in the top of the strip, sort of Fremont Street area. So we went up there and we'd sort of do all the things up in the north bit in one go. First of all, we went to a toy shop and those like pop vinyl figures that you can get. So I've got a few of them and I've wanted one for so long, and it's of Aloy, who's the character from my favourite PlayStation game from Horizon Zero Dawn. And I've looked in every toy shop I've been to, all around the UK. Whenever I travel anywhere, London, you know, New York, Florida, if we go in a toy shop, I'm looking for that one. And I cannot find it. I've not found it anywhere. We go to this toy shop in Vegas. I'm walking around looking at them all. There it is. It's fucking there. They fucking got it. It's really fucking expensive, but I'm fucking buying it. So that was quite fun. But yeah, we went to the Heart Attack Grill, right? And for those who don't know, it's a burger place in Vegas. And here's a few of the rules. There are 3 rules that you have to accept before you enter the restaurant. 1, if you weigh over 350 pounds, you eat for free.
That's mad.
And they've got a massive scales outside, so you can weigh yourself. 2, you have to wear a hospital gown at all times when in the restaurant. And 3, if you don't finish your dinner, you will be spanked. And we were like, yeah, cool. And you actually went through another little bit where they dressed you in a hospital gown, just over your clothes. Yeah. And then they took you out to the restaurant. And it was so weird. All the waitresses are in like nurses' outfits. Right. And they have quite a limited menu. It's basically you can buy a fucking huge hot dog or you can get a burger. Now, the patties are half-pound patties. And you can go from single to octuple pattied burgers. You can add bacon, but you have to add 5 slices per burger you have. So if you have 8 burgers, you get 40 slices of bacon in your burger for like $4. It's insane. And it was actually quite reasonably priced. So I was like, I don't really want to be spanked, but I get it's part of the experience. I'll go for a double. I'll go for a double one. So 2 half pounds, so a pound of meat in this fucking double burger. Phoebe, my partner had the hot dog, and we got some chili fries, and I got a big fucking chocolate milkshake. It was huge. And while we were eating, there was another table who didn't finish their dinner, and they got spanked. And they do not go easy on the spanking. Proper 3 whacks with like a leather kind of whipping thing. Anyway, we finished our meal. We suffered to avoid the spanking. Anyway, yeah, we did other thing. Went to the Neon Museum, which is loads of old casino signs and restaurant signs that are all lit up at night in the desert. That was really cool. Yeah, we had an amazing wedding on the Monday with Elvis. That was really cool. It was really good. Good fun. And it was like, it had like not comedy elements, but light-hearted elements because it was Elvis and he sang a couple of songs and things. But he actually did the ceremony really well and like quite seriously. And it was really nice. And we had such a great time. And it was really great to get married and put the rings on. And we got nicely dressed up. We had some nice photos done. So that was great. Yeah, and then we we went out to dinner to a restaurant called Bavette's for a steak dinner. Very expensive, but probably the best meal I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
It was so good.
Yeah.
Spinach has never tasted so good.
Love that.
But that was great. And then we went to Universal Studios the next day in LA for a little honeymoon.
Nice.
But before we left, right, I got an email from the car rental place that said, "Oh, every Mustang in America's been recalled, so I'm sorry you won't be able to have a Mustang, but you're able to get something else." I was like, "Fuck's sake!" Anyway, we got to pick the car up, and then we went up to the car park bit where all the cars were, and a bit confused. I was like, "There's no one up here. I don't know what to do." It's not like Southern Self Drive in Portsmouth.
No.
You know, you go into this massive sort of car park bit. There's all these cars, and I sort of said to someone, I was like, "Oh, we've got a car booked," and he said, "Oh, sports cars are over there. Just keys are in the dash. Pick whatever one you want." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And there was a line, I shit you not, of 8 Mustangs.
Wow.
Pick whichever one you want. I was like, "Okay."
Love that.
So yeah, I did a nice 4.5 hour drive down to LA.
Nice.
Really cool. Went on the theme park rides, had a great time. Drove back 4 hours back to Vegas afterwards. Yeah, that was really nice, good fun. Other things, we went to like a Friends experience, like the TV show. They had all sets of Friends, and you go there. Went to a restaurant called Netflix Bites.
Nice.
And every meal is themed on a Netflix show.
Right.
And we had the Stranger Things waffles, where it was like chicken and waffles with potato lattices on one upper plate, and on the bottom was the upside down version, where it was spicy chicken, and the waffles and ketchup were dyed black, and the potato lattices were spicy. We were way too full to attempt a meal that big. It was massive.
Yeah.
And then, we had a good bit of food on Wednesday night, and then we were like, let's do some final gambling on our favourite little slot machine. And we won $600. So
perfect. There you go.
That was a great end. And then flew back Thursday, much smoother, quicker journey home. And then, I just entered a world of shit with my mum.
Yeah.
But, it's great to be back. Great to, we had a great time. Great to be married. It was real good fun. How have you been?
You're good. I had COVID. Did I tell you that?
You did tell me that, yeah.
I had to cancel a gig. Only the second gig I've ever cancelled in my life, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you cancel it because you had COVID, or did you cancel it because you were too ill to actually do the gig?
Too ill, I'd say. Well, I think I actually got COVID during our last podcast recording. I know it sounds mental, but I just start coughing. And you can listen to last week's episode. I just start coughing. Or maybe like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But because we did 2 in a day. But I swear you can even hear me just start to be like, and then by the end, I was not.
You get like that most weeks when I just ramble on.
Yeah, big time.
It's when I'm talking and then you lie down. That's when I go, okay.
It's because I do it on my bed and you get bored sat up. But and then it turns out I had COVID, and so I knew I had this gig on.
Past, huh?
I know, 3rd time I've had it as well, and maybe 4th because I'm pretty sure I got it February 2020. But
I think you started it in this country.
I think I did start it.
I was the first person to watch Squid Game, and you were the first.
I'll take that because I know. I've said this before. I'm certain I got COVID February 2020 when it started, and people are like, "No, you didn't. You're not one of the first." I'm like, "Why am I not?" Everyone got it in the end. Anyway, so I had this gig with the.
You liked it. You got it before it was famous.
Yeah, before it's cool. I think that's it. I think that's why people will get annoyed. They're like, "Oh no, you weren't one of the first."
Well, I saw Raw Blood at the Joiners. Yeah. Get over it.
Oh,
well done.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Try
like
and
them
see
because
Royal
they're popular.
when they had a drummer that wasn't Ben Thatcher. That's a cool flex, you know what I mean? Because they did in Australia. It's not talked about. It got pushed under, but 2011, that's when Royal Blood started.
That's the problem with a
listen to the
two-piece.
lies. Yeah.
50% of your band can be gone.
Yeah. 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 So anyway, so I had this Lainey Wilson gig for the Friday in Birmingham, and I was saying I got COVID.
Birmingham, Alabama.
But I was like, but I think I'll be okay. And then it got to the day before, and Chris was like, I can have a dep lined up if you want one. Well, how do you feel? And I was like, do you know? And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, do you know what? That would be nice. Because we'd already said I wouldn't get in the van. I'd drive myself up to Birmingham. And I thought, I don't really want to drive to Birmingham tomorrow. And then, yeah, I was still fucked by Friday. And it was like midday, about the time I was meant to leave. I thought I couldn't have done this. Like, if I had to, I would have. But I was just ruined. So, so I had to miss a gig. But, yeah, complete fucker having COVID. It's just annoying. I'm not very good at being ill because I get bored quite quickly.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the first day, I'm like, especially with my new flat, I was like, okay, I've got a new flat. This is nice, and it all looks quite nice in here. And I was like, I've got a telly, and I can just watch films.
Someone's earning.
Well, yeah. And I bought a puzzle book. Oh, speaking of money, here's a little diversion. So I had another gig on the weekend. I was driving along, about to go to the gig, and temperature light comes on the dashboard.
Okay.
That's a shame, you know. So I checked the coolant reservoir, which is what it's called. Didn't know that initially. Didn't know what it was called. But I Googled it so that when I went to Halfords, I'd know what to say, you know. So I checked it, and it was below the minimum line. And I went, no. And I Googled, what do you need? Antifreeze, right. So I went to Halfords. I found the dirtiest looking man there in Halfords gear.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you
Clean
got to find...
suit ain't going to know. He ain't
No,
getting
no.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want grubby man, yeah.
Basically, there was two people behind the till. One, this woman, early 20s, completely clean, you know, face full of makeup, looked good. Next to her was a man in his late 30s, early 40s, unkept hair, beard, covered in grease. Who do you think I asked, you know? I said to the guy, excuse me, mate, we've got an issue. And not in a sexist way.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
No.
It's just you didn't trust she knew anything about cars.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And she didn't.
Simple as
and
that.
he did, you know, because even when I got to
It's
the
like,
till,
don't
she
go
didn't
to the
know.
hairdresser with the best haircut because they didn't do that. Someone else did it.
Exactly.
Go to the hairdresser with the work. Get a bald hairdresser because then all their time is focused on other people's hair.
Unless they're envious, and then they're like,
It's a numbers
fuck you.
game, you know.
Fuck you with your good hair, you know. But anyway, he filled it up, got it up to the perfect bit, you know. I got some antifreeze. I was like, cool. Drove to my gig, had a gig with Tim Love. It was fine. It was actually the best food.
Loverboy.
Best food I've ever had on a gig, which was nice. I had a sort of dal.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because we were offered lamb, like a lamb roast dinner. And I was like, do you know what? I had a big M&S meal deal on the way here. I don't think I want a lamb roast. And they said, well, you can have the veggie
Honestly,
option.
mate, you are earning. You've got a TV. You're having M&S meal deals. Bloody hell.
I know, but it's not good because it's like, because these are the good months, but they never last. Although they are lasting. I've got the busiest November and December, not to flex. But
Your accountant just goes through your accounts and like, it's M&S deals from June to August. And then he's Lidl.
Yeah.
November to February is Lidl. Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, so next morning, Sunday morning, car, boo, light comes on again. Check. It's even lower than it was the day before.
Dear.
Oh, and that's not good. So Monday, I took it into the garage, and they said it's going to be about 370 quid. And I went, okay, that's quite a lot. And then I get a call later on being like, it's more fucked than we thought. It's going to be more. Basically, it was 550 quid to get it fixed. And I was like, good God, do you know? But it's weird because I always seem to have car troubles when I'm gigging. So it's like, it was okay. It was all right. It hasn't really fucked me up too much. But it is annoying, 550 quid. Because you kind of then go, bloody hell, what could I get? You could get the best cymbal for that. You get a
Yeah,
whole drum.
you could
You
get
get 2
fucking-
drums. Oh, I bought a drum kit the other day. God,
You
I've got
could
so
get
much to tell you.
half of a new K Constantinople.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. We do have to wrap up soon. I'll tell you very quickly.
Yes.
I did buy a new drum kit the other day, though.
Right.
I sent you
Yes.
a picture whilst you're in Vegas. A Tornado, I believe it's called.
Apex Tornado.
Yeah, because I've said it before. I wanted something for my studio that can just stay there and doesn't fucking move, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know, and I remember you saying this when I was like, oh, I've got to set the kit up and pack it down and set it up. And you said, oh, well, you know, why wipe your ass again if you got no shit out of it? And it's like, I get it. I get your point. But at the same time, it does take longer. Well, it depends. Depends how long it takes to wipe your ass. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, for me, sometimes a while.
Days. Yeah. But I...
sometimes you go in, gee, I think I need to come back and finish this off later because I do have things to do. Like, I'll take the itch and just... I'll have a courtesy wipe later on because this is like
amazing.
sanding a tree.
It's mad. It's funny being your mate because it is like an insight into my future. You know, it's just that what it will be. But I bought a new kit and it was like 200 quid for the kit and some stands. And
the thing with
just bought it
Apex Tornado, which is I think their sort of more entry level kit, you know,
big time.
Still. Even just get some good skins on it. Be absolutely fine.
That's what I thought.
Get some skins, get some O-rings.
Yeah.
Get a lovely tune it up right. That's where you might struggle, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not gigging it, so it's all fine. Right.
What sizes?
I don't know. I don't even know. 18 kick, and then like 14 floor, and then I guess like a 10 and a 12. I'm gonna
10
just
10, 12, 14. 10, 12, 14.
10, 12.
Yeah.
You can't get 11, can you? Can you get an 11, Tom? You must.
I think you probably can. I think they're very rare. Maybe they have to be custom ordered. Probably 13's the odd one you get a lot of. That's the.
I wouldn't say odd. No, that is odd.
I mean an odd
number.
Yeah.
12,
13, 16. 12, 13, 22, 12, 13, 16. That's your standard school drum kit.
That's
Too big for 7 to 8 year olds to play. Yeah.
Big rock kit. Right. Let's wrap it up because I do have to go.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Glad you're back. Sorry to hear that it was not the best comeback, if that's the phrase.
It's okay. We'll get it sorted. We'll find out what's going on, and then we can move forward with it. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just sort of I've not really been able to get cracking with Little Piggy this week, which I planned to do, but there are more important things. I mean, I know I've got some new gear that's arrived and I haven't even opened it yet. Do you know what I mean? That's the real bummer. But yeah, I'm sure things will be all right. We'll find out what's going on. We'll get it sorted, move forward, and there's always more time for things like work, but there's not always more time for things like family. So there's your message.
Perfect. That was the nicest ending we've ever had to this pod. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening, George. Thank you so much. Thanks for being patient with me, listeners. Thank you very much again. Please send your wedding congratulations to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com, at drumanddrummerpodcast on Instagram. We will accept cash or Lego vouchers. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.